It's a pleasure always having you here live and viewing these shows. This is the Top Coordination Show, edition 14th. And as always, this is a space created by community members for the community members to get to know each other, get to know their stories, how they approach their specific journey in Topcoder, and well, of course, what we can learn from it, and make it useful and valuable for people who are trying to approach a similar journey in the community. Well, I'm Luis. I'm known as Maestro from the community team. And next to me, on my left or my right, with my left,
Yeah,
we have
just
Mr.
on your left.
Yeah, the other left. We have
Yeah.
Ravi. His handle is Ravijune in the community. And then, well, I can say many things about him, about his career. But first of all, something that I will definitely start saying is he's I wouldn't say good friend of mine. I was one of my best friends actually. We met in the community, and it's some kind of weird having him interviewed. It's like we have had so many conversations together, and it's like weird. Like he was voted to be interviewing the show, so okay, let's do it. But uh, yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's also cool because it's going to be something casual. And something you need to know about him, of course, about that. Yeah, these two friends talking here, right? Blah, blah, but is that he's a rock star designer. He learned from scratch. He actually his background is not what he was studying in college wasn't design or art related at all too much. And then he shifts gears and moved to design by himself and became a successful UI UX designer, making him also um, a finalist for many TCOs. He's a TCO regional champion from India in 2019. What else? He's of course something else very important. He's a co-founder of this movement, Top Coordination, that was born in a trip, and maybe we can talk a little bit about it. But yeah, that's our guest today. And before getting started, I just like to remind you how this show works. Um, it's in the first 20 or 30 minutes. I hope that we don't take much longer because we have a lot of things to talk. uh, I will interview him with some questions, casual conversations. But then after that, I will process. I will ask him the question that I gather through the week because this is an AMA format too. Ask me anything, so you can ask him actually anything you want, not just about design or anything. Just I don't know what is his favorite ice cream, what is Ravi's favorite I don't know place to live, and these sort of things. And yeah, I will moderate the questions. I collected them through the week and I processed them. I eliminated some of them that were kind of repeated. But yeah, he will answer those questions that you guys took the time to put in there. I know that Vicky, she posted an interesting question for you, Ravi. By the way, this is a spoiler alert.
Oh.
And 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 yeah, and of course, you didn't have time to ask these questions in the form. You can. If you're in Welcome Live, there's a Q&A thing here in the right panel. It says Q&A. You click on it, you type your question, and I will go through those after Ravi asks the questions that went through the form. But that said, I'm talking too much. Let's pass the torch to my friend Ravi. How are you feeling today, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, brother. Yeah,
Well, I'm
yeah,
so
I'm feeling
excited to
pretty
have
good.
you here.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's always a pleasure, and I would like to start with something kind of off topic. Well, it's not that off topic. I was having a call yesterday with the team, and a story came up about some monkeys, and it involved you, but they didn't know much
Yeah.
about it. But I thought it was funny, and I can't think of anyone better to
Yeah.
actually tell this story about. I will just say something short. It involves Ravi, me, actually Vicky, who she's here,
Ricky.
and some monkey attacks. So, what can you tell us, Ravi, about this story?
Oh, that was one of the scariest yet funniest moments during our travel. It was me, Louis, and Vicky. We were traveling for about 2.5 months, or 2 months, I don't know, around India, especially Himachal Pradesh, and then Philippines and Indonesia, Bali. So when we were going to this beautiful temple called Jaku Temple, I'm not sure if you heard of it. It's in Shimla. So when we were going upstairs, there was a monkey. You'll have so many monkeys in there when you go up. So you should be so careful. These monkeys could, take anything from your hands, and they could attack, and they're really wild. And there's this one
Yeah.
monkey, this little bastard. He came, he was trying to attack Lewis. Luckily, I had this stick. What is this stick called, dude? Like
Like a
the
wooden stick, like
yeah,
wooden
I
tree,
had this
like
stick in my hand, and I saved this. I really saved him. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he would have had some crazy scratches on his butt or somewhere, because
yeah.
that monkey was really wild. It was quite big in size compared to the other monkeys that we had over there. So that was one of the one of the funniest moments we had. It was scary too.
Yeah. That's quite it. It was a
Yeah.
very scary moment. There was this kind of very big monkey, aggressive. He was raging against me. I don't know. I think he saw my. I had a GoPro stick, and he thought it was like a threat. And
Yeah.
I stare it in the eyes. That was something I wasn't supposed to do.
Supposed to
And
do.
then, yeah, he felt threatened, and then came to attack me. But then Ravi grabbed I don't know, he had like a wood thing for walking, like a stick, and he
Yeah.
just carried him away. And man, yeah, he saved my life that day. And from that day, he became my personal hero. You know, my best friend and my
Yes.
hero combined in one single
She's cut it
individual.
out. Come on.
That- yeah. So
That's
yeah,
so.
guys, I told you this. The topic for this episode was about. I don't think I told you that, but yeah, it's about travel, the gig lifestyle work, the gig lifestyle remote work. How do you combine that? And of course, we have Ravi here, with a great example to enlighten this topic for us. And this is why I wanted to start with this story, because it involved a trip. It involved the other members together, because you heard the name of Vicky. She's a designer too. Yeah, what were these people doing together, Ravi? Tell me.
Sorry.
Yeah, I asked, what were these persons from Topcoder doing together in Asia? Like, why were they traveling? I mean, you, me, and Vicky.
Oh yeah, like I think it was a very wild idea. We thought we could just travel across some places in Himachal Pradesh. Remember, just you and me.
Yeah.
And then I think I came up with the idea of, dude, let's not just travel here. Maybe we could travel more than just 20, 30 days, and maybe go to Indonesia and Philippines, or some other places. Then we came up with a couple of these two countries, and since we have community members there, we can also meet them up. And then you came up with the idea of Top Coordination. Yes, it was you, and you was like, we can go to all these places, we can meet members, interview them, and make some beautiful memories. We'll come up with beautiful blogs out of these, and that's how it all started. And Vicky joined later. It was awesome. I was so happy when she said she was going to be a part of
Yeah.
this, and she's the rockstar, really. There are places where it's quite hard for women to handle it, because
Hmm.
the kind
Yeah.
of places we visited, right? Really wild, like crazy.
Yeah.
And there are places you don't even have places to pee, man. It's horrible,
Yeah.
crazy places. Like like it's impossible to find a place to, there's no bathroom or anything. And
Yeah.
we still managed to have a good time during those crazy moments. So there's so many times we also got lost. Remember, there was once
Yeah.
we took a bus, and we forgot to go down. And
Oh man, yeah, I was that.
if we had taken the bus, I think we would have gone somewhere to the border of Pakistan or somewhere. That was
Pakistan,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. And luckily someone woke us up, I guess. I think we
No,
slept
Vicky.
off.
Yeah, Vicky. She was aware. If it weren't for Vicky, we would be right now in
Oh man,
Pakistan.
she literally saved our lives a lot. Another time when we were going to Agra, remember, the
Yeah.
driver
Also,
was
yeah.
sleeping. This idiot, he was sleeping and driving. I was sitting right next to him with my laptop. I was also sleeping, and I heard this a sound like "Hey, hey, hey!" And then when I woke up and saw, it was this guy driving at probably 60 or 70 kilometers per hour, really high speed on a highway, and he was about to hit the divider that we have at the center.
Yeah.
And Vicky woke
Yeah.
him up, and he was like, "Oh," and like he turned the vehicle, and we going straight, and then he was laughing, idiot. He was
Yeah.
laughing as if it's some
Yeah, like I
proper
say, we're a
minor mistake or
joke.
something. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
joke or something. Yeah, man. Otherwise, if Vicky wasn't alert at that time, I don't think we'd be able to talk this today
Yeah.
like this, man.
Yeah, man.
It
Yeah,
was
well, that
awesome.
was,
Yeah,
yeah, they were wild moments in this trip.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, now that you say it, and I kind of stopped thinking about it. Yeah, busy
yeah,
saved our real part so many times. Yeah,
yeah.
with her. Yeah, man. Yeah, and yeah, that's what makes these trips beautiful, memories,
Yeah,
and these moments they were kind of improvised. Luckily, they
yeah,
went well. They went well. We're still
yeah.
here alive talking. But yeah, we were lucky to also have her in the crew that kind of formed this top coordination thing. Yeah, it's interesting to have the topic of traveling, and also something you mentioned about, okay, like we were proposing to do something together, traveling long term. And how about and how about work? Because that's something that you also do on your own, not just with top color
Mhm.
members. It's one of the things that make me realize it could be a challenge. How you keep yourself accountable or responsible for working while you're traveling.
So I always had this problem previously when I travel. I couldn't focus. I couldn't work. The
Mm,
moment I go to a new place, I think of getting out of the room and start exploring the places. And when I come back to the homestay or the hotel room, I wouldn't be able to focus. Right? I think you remember during the times of the travel, like the 2.5 months that we traveled together, I never worked.
yeah,
Remember? I never
yeah,
touched the
yeah.
laptop.
Tell me
The
about
only
it.
time the only times I opened the laptop was watching Friends or some stupid videos, having fun. And
Yeah.
every day I used to say like, "Dude, I'm gonna work on this challenge. It is pretty interesting.
Tonight, I'll
I'm
work
gonna
on it
yeah
tonight. I
tonight
remember.
work on it tonight." It never worked. This is one thing. It's really challenging for me, to focus on work when I travel. But I came out of it, this problem by um, making any place that I go, wherever I go, I make sure that the place feels like home to me.
Mm,
um, I think different people have different problems, right? When they work, they cannot
yeah.
focus for different reasons. For me, the reason for me to not able to focus when I travel is that I cannot, if I don't feel home, I cannot work well. So
Mm,
to get over it, I make sure the moment I unpack my stuff in the hotel room, I organize everything properly. This is something that I learned from you, if you remember. And I also learned cooking here while traveling. So
yeah.
the next thing I do is I arrange my desk with my laptop and everything properly, and then I go out and get my groceries for the next 10 days. The moment I do all these things, I feel home, and that's when I can
Mm,
focus and work better. And to make myself accountable to work, while traveling, always make a list that I have to do before sleeping
mm,
every single day. It doesn't matter when I'm traveling or when I'm at home. I
mm,
make a list of bullet points that I need to do every day before sleep or the next day next day morning when I do my morning routines. So that helps me. I think having a proper list. Maybe in the beginning you might not be able to focus and do all the items, all the bullet points, all the tasks that you
yeah.
write, but
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually when you keep practicing, you'll be able to achieve this. And yeah, you could be more productive and more accountable when you work.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah, the bullet list of
Yeah,
tasks that should help.
yeah,
Like, kind of set
yes,
up your brain from the night to the next day to know what it has to do. And man, you mentioned something cool. You mentioned morning routines.
yeah.
I'm fond of routines, and I,
I
I have a
know,
challenge.
right?
Yeah, I have a challenge. Because well, we are all humans. We all have habits, and it's a one thing when you are have your habits when you're kind of in a civilized, regular home place for a long time, but it's something different when you're traveling. It's something I have experienced. For instance, let's say if when I was in Venezuela, I used to wake up every morning, read a book, and drink coffee, do this, work out. But when you're traveling, you have so many different things going on. Maybe you have to take a train in the morning. It's not a kind of predictable thing.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so considering this, how which would you say are the habits that you keep the most while you're traveling, no matter what? Like either you're in your house or either you're traveling.
Yeah,
How which are those habits, and how you do to to make sure uh you accomplish them, because it can be so hard with the unpredictability of the situation.
yeah. I think no matter where you go, where you travel, or which place you are in, when you live slow, when you travel slow, it wouldn't be a problem for you. When you travel really fast, where you just travel for 5 6 days, where you rush, you wake up in the morning, you take a bus, you would like to see 4 or 5 places every single day, and next day you have
Mm,
another plan. I think that's fast travel. When you do fast travel, of course it's gonna, you won't be able to follow your routines. It's going to break your
mm-hmm.
routines for sure.
Yeah.
So, and that's really hard, to be honest. But there are certain things where you can do no matter how fast you're traveling, how busy your the travel schedule is. For me, when I wake up, the first thing I do is I do a quick push-ups. That's going to help
Mm,
me come out of the sleepy laziness.
yeah,
So then
yeah.
I take a quick shower, and no matter where I'm going, where I'm living, I always carry my eggs. I never miss my breakfast of having eggs. You know that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you were so kind, used to make breakfast for me. Though. You are so you're the best, to be honest. So I make a breakfast of 4 eggs. That's my breakfast every single day, and then I'll have milk if I have milk. Otherwise, I'll skip it. Then I'll
Mm,
write down the things that I want to do for that day,
mm,
whether I'm traveling or at home, right? So this I would never skip. These things I would never skip. This is my morning routine when I'm traveling, when the schedule is busy. But otherwise, my mornings are really slow, uh, very slow. I also make a cup of coffee. I started to make
mm,
coffee recently,
mm.
so I also make a cup of coffee. I also take a walk here. The place is so beautiful outside. The moment you step out of the house, you see snow-capped mountains and tall trees everywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
This place is stunning. So I go for a walk. I come back. I read for a while. Um, then I'll start working on my, then I start working, and I'll make sure I finish the work as soon as possible, so that I'll have more free time to, explore the place or do whatever that makes me happy.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds. I think it's something that I can grasp from here is that is the key point of um, slowing down, and that helps
Yeah.
you. That helps you, achieving
Yeah.
the habits that you want to keep in track, even if you're traveling.
Yes.
Yeah, when you slow down, you
Yeah.
have more time. Maybe you could skip it one,
Yes.
2 days, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I
right.
get it. And
We're
actually,
not robots.
I would like to point out one very good book that you suggested to me. I don't know. I think it was more than 1 year ago, but I read it. It's called "The Things That You Can See When You Slow Down." Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a pretty darn good book.
Yeah.
If you guys out there, this is not promotion. This is unique and genuine
Yeah.
recommendation. Like I really enjoyed. I really enjoy reading it, because one of the big lessons that it gives you is the pleasure that you can get from the little things that you wouldn't normally see if you wouldn't that like rushing out. Like when we're normally doing things really fast, very busy, and we miss sometimes we can miss many wonderful things out of the most insignificant little things that you can think they are insignificant, but it can be so meaningful sometimes, even like chewing your food so slow
Yeah.
uh that you can start tasting things that you didn't even realize before. As simple as that can make your day great. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great book, and I think that's pretty much in line with what Ravi is um is conveying here with the message of slowing down so you can have time to do your habits. Yeah, I remember the eggs. Of course, we both together were
Yeah.
eating eggs and beans every morning
Yeah.
when we were traveling together. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the times when we could have the pleasure to like, be
Yeah.
together, travel. These days,
Yes.
it's we know it's somehow more difficult with the pandemic. But I heard that you're constantly saying this place great, this place that like I I kind of sense that you're traveling right now. Where are you right now?
I'm in a place called Palampur. It's in
Palampur?
Himachal. Palampur, yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
in Himachal Pradesh, close to a place called Dharamshala. And yeah,
Oh, cool.
I've been traveling since November 17, 2021. It's been almost 4 months.
Wow, man, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yes,
That is
and I'm
cool.
traveling slow. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What does it look like? Is it like hot, cold? Uh,
so during December and January it was super cold. Sometimes it
mm,
goes till -2 or 3 at nights, and
mm,
in the daytime it's about 7 degrees Celsius. But now it's all good, like 20 degrees Celsius in the daytime, and the night it goes to
uh,
6 degrees
wow, that's
Celsius
beautiful.
around.
That's what I
Yeah,
call that's what I
yeah,
call
yeah.
a good weather.
It's a pretty ideal weather. You will love it. You will love this place, dude.
And
It's
what are
awesome.
what fun things do you do there? What do you think? What do you do there to have some fun?
So, so I'm not sure if I told you about this. I wanted to have a lifestyle where I'd be traveling new places every now and then, learn something new,
Mm,
and come back to my country and live again for a couple of months with parents.
mm,
I mean, with family.
yeah,
To explain,
yeah,
I'd be going to some new city or new place, a new country, uh, live there for 3 to 4 months or probably 5 months, learn something new there. It could be anything, language or poetry classes or dance or anything. Then come back to my hometown, live with my family for a couple months or so, spend time with my family, and then go out to a completely new place, another country, stay there again for 3 to 5 months, learn something new, come back to my hometown again,
mm,
stay there for a couple months or 1 month with my family, and then go out. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I had this idea when I was in 2020 in beginning, but then pandemic, this crazy thing happened, and it all
yeah,
stopped. But then in the November of 2021, I was like, let's just do this. Let's just
yeah.
start. Like, just be careful. The pandemic, the situation is not really safe, but so I tried to find a place which is safe, and so Himachal Pradesh is pretty cool, and it's safe too. So I started doing it, and when I came here, I went to a place called McLeodganj. It's beautiful. It's also quite similar to Palampur. So there, what I wanted to do was to learn meditation and
Mm.
yoga there. But then they closed that institution because it's a monastery, because of the pandemic, and they said it's going to start next year. Uh, Next year, so
Mm.
I had to drop the plan, and I've
Mm.
decided, like, okay, during this trip, let's learn cooking. Or so I
Finally,
started,
yeah.
yeah, finally. And the first time I made chicken, I'm telling you, it's so freaking delicious. I'm so proud of myself. Of course, the rice that I made was the biggest disaster in the whole world. It's got like this so crazy. Thanks to my
Garbage.
sister. Yeah, thanks to my sister-in-law. She helped me. My brother and his wife, we had a video call and they helped us. That's not how you close the lid of a cooker, dude. I was opposite. And
Oh
it
my
was,
goodness.
and and I couldn't even open the once it's done, I couldn't open the lid because it was like it got stuck because it's just, I couldn't even hear the sound of, I mean, the whistle was not working.
Yeah.
Didn't close well, and in the end I used a stone to open that, by
Oh bloody.
and once I opened it, it was all crazy, man. It's gone, the cooker's gone. But yeah, I washed it for 2 days, I guess. I soaked it in the water. Then finally, all the black thing is gone, and started using it. It was a super disaster.
Oh man.
But the chicken that I cooked was super delicious. It is so good, man. It is so good. And once I started cooking, it was liberation, dude. I felt like, man, this is freedom. I don't have to order food from outside. You don't know what kind of oil they use. You don't
Yeah.
know if the oil, how many times they use the oil. It could be a trans fat. I'm very health conscious. I work
Yeah.
out every day. I also follow quantified diet. So once I started cooking, and the fact that they don't have maid here, they don't provide maid here, and that
Mm.
actually made me cook food by myself, and I'm really happy with the output, and I'm so happy, man. I cannot wait to cook for all of you when we go for a trip.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that you were cooking. I mean, this is new. This is brand new
Yeah.
to me, and yeah, it's so
Yeah.
interesting to. Yeah, I mean, it can happen when we were learning. We burn stuff. Uh, we add sometimes ground ingredients. Once I added sugar instead of salt to the chicken. It's confusing, but they're both thin white. Like, why do I have to make them white? Like, that's why they have pink salt. To differentiate it from the sugar. But why do I have to make them both white? Like, you can get easily confused. Like, yeah, and
That's
yeah,
right.
man, yeah, I can get it. And man, that makes me think of something that you were talking here, something in the background. about your choice of living this lifestyle of traveling, learning, coming back. And there's a portion of it that, of course, is kind of important, which is the finance and workings, to get the finance in shape in order to accomplish these travels. And which makes me, of course, be curious, um, how you, I mean, um, how you're not. It's not just organizing, because you already mentioned, like, you travel slow to have time to do all
Yeah.
your things. But I guess that there are fears involved in this, or concerns, when you're gonna start this sort of lifestyle, that you have to go out, travel, and also work. So what would you say were your biggest concerns, finance wise, uh, before taking this adventure of yours?
Yeah, I think financially, I make sure I have enough money to travel at least for a year, even
Mm.
if I'm not working, right? So
Okay.
yeah, thanks to Topcoder and all the, uh, I mean, competitions I mean, I competed, and the things that I learned from Topcoder, I'm able to work for bigger clients and bigger startups, better startups, which is helping me with good income. So for me, I have enough money exclusively for travel, at least for a year,
Mm.
even if I don't work. I work, obviously, but to not have this, to have this financial freedom when you're traveling, I just keep a chunk of money with me, and then start traveling, so I don't have to worry about finances.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good strategy. At least you make sure that you have a good portion of money,
Yeah.
in case, let's say, you decide to stop working, and
Yeah.
and yeah, you are covered up by that.
Yeah.
And normally, at least I remember, but I know that when we traveled together, and we were supposed. I mean, by we, I mean Vicky, you and me, with this top coordination movement. The plan was to travel together and also work. Uh,
Yeah.
there was one portion that we three accomplished, which was traveling, and there was another portion that the only two of us accomplished, which was working. You didn't work a single thing. But I know,
Yeah.
I know that you have traveled without us, and you have done the travel yourself in the past, where you used Topcoder, and you managed to handle it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and how was that experience for you? I mean, with Topcoder, especially, considering the nature of Topcoder, we have challenges, competitions,
Yeah.
and there's certain thing there, like, you don't know you're going to win, right? Like, every single challenge, and how you get the guts to go traveling,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though there's a huge uncertainty that you're not gonna have income. How you cope with that? This is something very curious to me.
Again, the same thing. Previously, I never really traveled for months together. Probably I used to travel like 20 days at once and come back home again. So for those 20 days, I never really worried about finances, because I have everything planned, everything in, I mean, I have a good portion of money that I can, use for the next 20, 30 days before going out for travel. But yeah, there are times where I competed a lot of challenges while traveling too. Uh, that's when I book places where I have everything available there,
Mm.
where I don't have to depend on others. Like for cooking, I have a maid, or probably I can order some food from downstairs in the hotels, like that. So that never was an issue during the time. Yeah, but then when you want to do a slow travel, I think it's more fun if you take care of everything by yourself, instead of having a maid or anything,
Mm.
or someone to depend on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it, and I think I get the strategy here. It's very important just to you plan where you want to go. You make sure that you will have finance for that.
Yes.
You did competitions, you did your things to get your finance in place, and then
Yeah.
after that you travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
not
some
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
It's not that you don't compete when you have finances before traveling, but you have the sense of freedom, right? And you don't really stress about the money. It's like you shouldn't be traveling where, oh, I'm going to be competing in this challenge. If I lose it, I cannot do anything for the next 1 week.
Yeah.
That's going to be horrible, and you cannot really
Yeah.
focus on the work. So yeah, I think it's better to have the finances in, out of your mind. when you're competing on challenges,
Yeah, yeah,
especially when
that,
you're traveling. Yeah,
yeah, especially if you kind of,
travel.
yeah, it's important to have it sorted out before. I think I also agree with that. It's important to have that sorted out before actually getting in the airplane, the bus, the train, whatever it is that you're gonna use for traveling. Otherwise, your mind's gonna be in another place, worried, concerned. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's a great safe strategy for that. And which makes me think of, this is a question that I get asked a lot, and I would like to pass it towards to you. Uh, you know that we have this incredible freedom as workers of the keyboards, as some people say, the keyboard warriors. Like we are behind the screen, and we can work remotely from anywhere in the world just with the internet. So we have a lot of freelancers, people in Topcoder competing, also as gig workers, who maybe they're curious about, approaching a lifestyle, remote work, um, remote work and travel lifestyle, but they have fears. Yeah. So my question to you would be like, what advice would you give to these members in the community so they can actually jump into this lifestyle of traveling and working
Yeah,
remotely?
yeah. I think um, if you have good clients, or if you're already working for a company where you have an option to work from home, I would say just get out. Just take your bag, take your laptop, uh, put some clothes in it, and just get out. You will figure out if you have any problems while traveling. You will figure out. That's what traveling does to you. It helps you, find solutions to the problems that you have. And while traveling, it's like necessity will make you be creative to find
Mm,
solutions while traveling.
yeah.
And yeah, if you're and if you know what scares you before going out and travel and work at the same time, just make a list of the things that scares you, that stops you from traveling and working at the same time, and try to overcome those. There's so many people who can help, uh, who have been already traveling. For instance, if budget is something that scares you, there are so many tricks that you can follow, where you can travel with as little money as possible in your pocket, and go. I can help you. There's so many ways. For instance, when I was in Dharamshala in McLeodganj, is another city in India, another place in India. It's beautiful. I was staying in a homestay where it has everything, kitchen and everything, and I was paying around $500 per month. And then I was shopping. Probably, I think I was buying a jacket. It was pretty cool, right? So I made friends with the guy who was selling there, and he told me like. He was asking me how much I was paying for the homestay. I said
Mm,
$500, and I got through Airbnb, and he was like,
mm,
"Dude, I could find an exact similar house for like what $100. Like he said, 6,000 rupees. That's like $90 or so
yeah.
for per month, $90 to $100. It's a
Wow.
beautiful views of mountains and everything. And that's, I think, one trick is if budget is something that scares you. There's so many ways. Like one, you can also go to some place. Uh, Book a hotel or cheap hotel for 3 or 4 days, go there and meet the local people know everything about the city more than anyone,
Mm,
right? They know the where you can find stuff for really cheap, for less price, or hotels or homestays for a less price, right? Some people don't allow outsiders to stay there as a with a rent or monthly where it's cheap. But if you
mm,
make friends with locals, like, and you can pretty much make friends with locals here, or anywhere, right? When you go to a cafe for 3 or 4 times, the waiter or reception or someone would become friends of you. So these local people will help you, find a stay for less price. Or even if you want to buy something there, groceries, anything, you could take help from them. So if you did so my advice, if you're scared of traveling and working at the same time, and how to start, I would say just start, just get out. You will find ways to you know uh, find a solution for any problems that you're facing, especially if you don't have anyone who is dependent on you. And if you're young, just get out, man. Just get out. The kind of memories that you make, the kind of experiences that you have when you face these difficulties are like, man, those are the best memories you could ever have. And I promise you'll have the best time if you travel without any plans and without having to worry about you know um, silly things. I think that's going to give you the best memories than if you plan and go somewhere. That's at least that's what I'm doing, and the way it happened, the way my travel has been going now is truly phenomenal. The kind of memories that I made are like incredible.
Wow, man, that is beautiful. Beautiful piece of advice, and I think it will help people there. You mentioned couldn't avoid to help. I couldn't help to listen that you mentioned that you can help too, like if they wanted. How could the people find you? Let's say if they want to say, "Hey, Ravi, like, I don't know, I'm scared about approaching traveling like because of this. How do you do it? Where could people engage with you if you want to mention anywhere?"
Oh yeah, you can text me. You can email me or you can find me on Discord. I'm there on Discord. My
Ah, you're in
handle
Discord. I
is
didn't see you. I didn't see you in Discord. I'm gonna check
I
now.
am.
Hang in there. No, I got to check that because you were not
Yeah,
in there.
I am in Discord. You can I'm always available. So if you have any problems with regards to travel or design, I'm more than happy to help. That's what we do. I learned a lot of things from the community, so I'm more than happy to help.
That's awesome. And I would like to add also his Instagram account is super cool. He posts, he's very humble to say it, but he posts wonderful picture of his travels. Uh, and I'm embarrassed also to say that I don't remember the account name. So you, Ravi, can you please enlighten me?
What?
Is it, I don't remember the
It's the
name of your
same.
account.
It's
Is
the
it
same.
Ravijune?
Ravijune. Yeah,
Okay,
Ravijune.
guys, if you guys need advice, go to Discord. I have to check that. Go to Discord, find Ravi June, or on Instagram. He has an amazing account in there where he posts pictures. It's on the Ravi June, his handle in Topcoder too. Yeah, and man, you mentioned there's a side of this interview that you mentioned, of course, that uh, you learn things in Topcoder, and of course we know, and this shows exactly why I shouldn't be a host anymore of this show. I do a lousy job. I introduce you. I didn't even say your country. Where do you do it, Topcoder? Like, he's my friend from India, by the way, and he has a spectacular career in Topcoder that I should have spoken more about. But yeah. But yeah, he mentioned it himself. He's been in the community. He has learned things from the community, and I wanted to jump to that part a little bit to know what would you say are the most valuable lessons that you have got from your more than 7 years career, right? That you have in the as a designer in the community.
Lessons that I learned from Topcoder. There's so many. There's
Yeah.
endless, man. But one thing that really helped is time management. I learned time management by competing in, on Topcoder. In the beginning, I think in 2016, I guess we had so many challenges. Remember,
Yeah.
like we had 30 challenges in a month or so, and used to compete like 20, 25 challenges in a month. That's crazy, right?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
I couldn't miss any challenge, right? So with my curious mind, I'm so into solving problems using UI UX. It's like so into it, and then so I used to compete so many challenges, but yet I was quite efficient in managing time. In the beginning, I was
Mm,
struggling, but as I'm competing more challenges, that helped me to be more efficient and
mm,
with time and manage my time in a way that I could compete more challenges, even though I had to do other activities in another city where I was living alone. So yeah, time management is something that I learned through Top Coder community by competing on so many challenges at once. And yeah, the design, and I learned about the good relationship that we all have. Yeah, that's what I learned from. There's so many things that I learned from Top Coder. Yeah, but
yeah, yeah.
time management is something that stays on top.
Yeah, I guess, and I guess that's related. I had a kind of a follow-up question for you, but I guess that also answers it already. Uh, it's about the most difficult things you encounter when you are facing top color competitions. I guess that at the beginning was time management.
Yeah,
But how about the time when you become kind of prolific? You're winning you're winning. You start winning, but you're not there yet. Like, okay, I won one challenge every 2 months,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and 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 what would you say, like, that would be the most difficult things to beat there, or how to improve that?
Oh, for me, it's all about the communication, between the designer and the client. It's always a problem for me, man. I want to talk to the client directly. I want to
Yeah,
ask the questions to the client directly. I want the answers from them.
yeah,
Um, but we know, right? We have Copilot. I mean, Copilots and admins are doing a great job, of course.
yeah.
But then sometimes when you post a question, you get an answer, and you want to ask, is this answer coming from the client or the admin or Copilot? But we want the answers from the client, but we cannot
Yeah.
really ask that question again. So I think most designers, me or we cannot really design something based on the
Mm.
assumptions, right? We need to have a
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
clarification. We need to
Agree.
understand the problem, and we shouldn't really jump and start drawing the wireframe, start solving the problem without understanding it fully, right? And for
Hmm.
that, yeah, that is the only problem I had, like the communication between you and the client directly. But right now, I think Topcoder is working on it. We are going to have challenges where the designers can communicate with the design with the
The clients.
clients directly.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that should be solved anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Having the this direct feedback is something valuable. We cannot work on designers shouldn't work on assumptions.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are things being done on that side, and yeah, it's like very interesting challenge that you posted in there. And okay, I see now. Well, I have so many questions, man. I think we're gonna have to take these personal questions off stage.
Okay.
But we gotta jump to the questions that people asked in the forums that I collected for you, and the ones
Yeah.
that are here. But before that, I have one last one. um, it's also about top coder in the community. I just curious to know um what are you travel, you talk about travel, making memories, and also making these memories as the most valuable things that you will ever have in your life after you travel. um what do you say are your favorite memories that you keep in high steam uh with the Takoda community, related to the Takoda community?
Um, I
You could,
could
I mean, there's
never
TCO, there's
this
travels, there's,
yeah,
yeah.
this one incident I would never forget in my entire life. That was me, you, and Daniela. We were trying to find a hotel at probably at 10 p.m. I guess. It was freaking cold.
Oh
Someone,
yeah, I remember.
so-
I remember.
someone living from a coastal area in a hot, warm place where the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius or something like that. And you, dude, you made us walk for more than 2 hours, I guess, trying to find a hotel. And every time I ask you, like, dude, where's the hotel? I know it's right here. We've been walking and walking, and never was able to find the hotel. And you were like, dude, I think the hotel's been moved. Like, what? And Daniela, I think she was not wearing any. I think she only had like couple flares on her
Yeah, yeah,
body. Like
yeah.
she was walking, she's like a vampire or something. She was walking casually without any, sweaters, and we were struggling, man. Like it was super cold. It's -5 degrees or something like that. It was
Yeah.
horrible, man. But it was fun too. Like we really bonded, and I think that was the first year we met, and we really bonded during the whole walk while we were suffering. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that is something I would never forget, man. It was one of the best moments I had during the 7 years of being in Topcoder. Seven
yeah.
years?
Oh man,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, 7 or more than 7, I would say. Yeah, of course, I remember that one. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a moment. In the moment, it was of course awkward. We suffered, but after
yeah,
the fact, it became one of the most beautiful things
yeah,
we had together, because yeah, that made us bond. And they say that suffering is the lubricant of bonding somehow. I don't know who said that, or maybe I just made that up. but but yeah, like, that was a crazy walk. And I swear,
yeah.
I thought I knew the hotel was in that direction, and that's why I acted so confident. But I don't know. I still suspect that someone moved the hotel. I don't know. This is me saying, call me crazy, but I don't know. It should have been there. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was a funny one. Well,
Yeah.
unlucky for me, I don't have the honor and pleasure to ask Ravi my own questions. But I will have the privilege of reading yours, the questions from the audience. So, guys, remember that if you didn't have the chance to post your question in the Google form that I shared, last week, go here, QA, click on it, and I will ask your question to Ravi. For the first one we have, it's actually one from Daniela. She asked it in the chat, but I will read it anyway. It says, "Do you know how to cook butter chicken, Ravi? Did you learn how to cook butter chicken?"
Not yet. So far I've tried two types of chickens. One is chicken masala that I learned from the locals here, from random woman who was cooking on the road, like on the roadside in the village. I asked her how she
Uh,
cooks, and she helped me, and I did that. It was really good, and she also gave me a masala from her. I also got masala from her, and
mm.
another chicken is from my mom. She's an incredible cook, and she told me how to cook over phone, and I made it. It's also good. I'm definitely going to learn how to make butter chicken. Dude, that's like a ritual for us every time we travel, right? So I'm going to make
Yeah,
butter chicken. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I
we
will
gotta
learn.
have it.
Yeah,
We gotta have it. That there you
yeah,
have it, Daniela. Expect in there. Hold on,
yeah,
hold tight, because you will have your butter chicken eventually
yeah.
made from the hands, beautiful rabbit hand. Okay. So now we have the question from the forum. One of them. It says, "I know you. I'm sure you know who asked this one. I won't say her name. If you win TCO, what would you spend the money on? You gotta be honest with the answer."
Please, dude, don't be Ravijune. Don't be Ravijune. Come up with a sophisticated answer. Come on. I'm going to use the money to travel. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. Just travel. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds
I'll be using the
wise.
money for travel. Probably donate a little bit of money to for some good cause. But yeah,
It sounds wise. Yeah, it sounds wise.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. So let's head up to our second question. Is what is your favorite place to live at?
Uh,
To live. Oh, to live is
I
it's a big
to
word.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Bali. I've been there like 4, 5 times previously. It's beautiful. But when I went to San Diego, I loved it. I thought I would move there
Mm.
someday. But when I came to Palampur, living close to nature,
Uh,
it's beautiful. I think it's really hard to pick one place, man.
yeah. Right.
Especially when you like traveling,
Mm.
you want to keep moving. You don't even want to call yourself I belong to this place. You belong to the whole planet. You just
Mm.
want to go on and on and on. So yeah, right now I'm really loving this place called Palampur. This place is beautiful. This place is magic. So
Yeah. Well, we can say that for now. The place where you like
yeah,
to live is the place where you live at right now.
yeah,
Kind of a
yeah.
paradox. A paradox,
That's
but
right.
yeah, it works.
Yeah.
You see, if you wanted to say something that you could say that like in the previous answer, in the previous question for Vicky.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our third question from the great members who asked these questions. This is design related. Uh, how to win design. How to win design all challenge. Oh, I didn't edit it. Oh, so sorry for that. How to win all design challenges like you. Someone is saying you win all design challenges. So how you
How to
do that?
win all this? You cannot win all design challenges. It's freaking impossible. And I've never won. I lost like crazy number of challenges. I'm telling you, I think I've won like more than 100 challenges. I'm really proud of it. But
Yeah.
telling you, I've lost crazy number of challenges. And I wish you lose challenges. You should lose challenges. I think no matter what you do in your life, you should fail. And I wish and I hope that you fail, because failures are things that's going to help you, right? So make sure and try your best to not repeat the same mistakes that you made before. Yeah, but to win all the challenges, I think it's impossible, especially in a community on a place like Topcoder where you have the best of the best designers. But yeah, we have members who can help you if if you have any problems in terms of design, and I'm happy to help. There are so many really good members who are happy to help you, and reaching us is not really hard. Reaching, I mean, each other is not really hard since we have Discord now.
Yeah. And I'm gonna and again I will verify. I didn't find you now, but I will check it very clearly, like very
I
slowly. I don't know
I
which
am
Discord
there.
server you joined to. It's like I can see you there.
Yeah,
So if
I
anyone
am
in the
there on
chat
Discord.
please verify that Ravi is actually in Discord. I'm gonna appreciate the effort because I couldn't find him. Is it just me or he's just like I don't know? He joined another server.
I'm I'm gonna send you a
Okay.
hi.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's go. Let's jump to the next question. What is your health and travel insurance? How does it work abroad?
Travel
It's a
insurance.
good
I
one.
never had travel insurance in my whole life.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
health health insurance. I think my bank is taking care of it. I have a really good
Mm,
health insurance. It's combined with some investment, I guess.
mm,
Yeah, I do have a health insurance from ICICI Bank. They do have some good plans.
mm,
And for travel, I think I have to think about it. I think I should have
mm,
one since I'm going to be traveling more now. Yeah.
mm.
Thanks for the question. So, but
Yeah.
but I'm, I'm sure I'm not the right person to give you an advice on this. Probably have
Uh,
to ask someone else. Yeah.
this is I'm gonna kind of steal the thunder of this person. I think it was people who asked it. I don't remember.
Oh,
But um, has it ever happened to you? Like you faced something where you needed to actually use the insurance in your travels so far?
travel
Like
insurance?
an
No,
injury or something? No.
never, never.
No.
Yeah,
How
never
about the
had.
monkey? How about if the monkey bite you, beat you?
I'll have to I'll have to take the money out of my pocket and fix it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the question. I think that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, I think I should have a travel insurance for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to. We have three more questions. Let's go to the
Yeah.
next one. It goes as how you plan your finance. Oh, I think I spoiled this. I spoiled this question with my own. Oh, sorry. How you plan your finance for traveling and working? You already
Yeah.
kind of talked about it.
Yeah. We talked about it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, just to summarize it, the strategy for Ravi is he chooses the destination he wants to go, he wants to do, how much time he wants to be spending there. Then he works to make sure he has the money to cover that up, and uh, and then he jumps to the place and keep working if he has the time. His slow method. But yeah, he has a chunk of money to cover him up at least for a year of travel, and I think that would summarize it. And that would probably say that I was actually paying close attention to what you were saying, and I hope I didn't get it wrong. That's the summary. The next one for you comes from Deepak Kumar, and it says, "How lockdown affect your travel life? How the
Not so
lockdown
much
affect
now. Not so much.
now?
It's all no.
How about the beginning?
Now it was horrible. Uh, but even now, when I'm going from, I think when I was in Dehradun for 1 month. From Dehradun to, I came to Andretta village. I mean, to Palampur. Uh, we had this test that you put in your nose. What do you call this test? PCR,
The
RT-PCR test instead.
antigens,
Yeah.
antigens.
So yeah, that's the only thing I had. It was really annoying. But other than that, it's all good here. Yeah,
Mm.
there are not many restrictions of going out or anything. Even then, but then if you live here, you cannot go out after 7 or 7:30 because everything is super dark. You cannot even walk unless you have a torch or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, during my travel, from the day I traveled from November 17, 2021 till now, I never had any issues with respect to COVID or lockdown.
That's good, man. I'm glad to and also hear that you figured it out.
Yeah.
And that also you, of course, you took the approach of traveling inside the nation, because sometimes people most of the time we think travel already involves like getting in an airplane and going to, I don't know, the
Yeah.
farthest place you could ever
Yeah.
meet. So you can actually
Yeah.
travel just half an hour out of your
Yes.
place and you're inside of
Yeah.
your country and you can find wonderful things in there.
Yeah, right. This is so stupid. People think traveling is expensive. No, traveling is actually the most cheapest thing ever. You just need to figure out a way to go, in a most efficient way possible in terms of budget or time or anything. Traveling is actually cheap. uh, or probably you have to talk to right kind of mentors who can help you, who've already traveled. And you don't really have to go outside your country, man. Even if you go to a city, right, even if you go to outskirts of your city, you'll find
Yeah.
beautiful places, beautiful nature if you like nature. And yeah, there's so many places that you can go which are like what few kilometers away from your house. So you don't really have to spend a lot of money, go somewhere really far. And
Yeah.
for instance, there are some places in Switzerland that look stunningly gorgeous. I can see much similar places in Himachal Pradesh, Himalayas, which is inside India, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, if you have budget, you can travel anywhere. You can see new cultures, experience new cultures, etc. But if you don't have budget and if you still love traveling, you can go to the next city of yours and still have fun.
Yeah, man. Totally,
Yeah,
totally agree with that.
yeah,
Actually, you can rediscover a whole of new things uh,
yeah.
just outside of your house, like even the
Yes.
garden. Like, if you
Yeah,
travel 15 minutes, you can.
yeah,
And for instance, for me, as a personal experience, when I was feeling, I know you guys didn't ask me, I just will say it. I'm the moderator. uh, but yeah, as a personal experience, when I was feeling, because there was a time during the pandemic when it was super strict in 2020 itself. You couldn't move too much. You were quarantined in your city. They didn't actually let you out of your city. So there came a moment when I started feeling like, oh man, I need to see people. I need to see at least nature. I need to do something because I was feeling super. Um, uh, I wouldn't say a level of depression, but I was feeling something empty inside of me. I was feeling like there was something missing. Even though I kept doing my routines and my workouts and everything, when I went to do those things, they didn't feel the same. I felt like I was doing it just like by willpower, other rather than by actual uh, mood or something. It was like, okay, I have to work out, but I just did it. I ended with it, but I didn't enjoy as much. I knew something was missing, and I knew something it was related to this isolation that can be very intoxicating emotionally for social people like we are. And then I found
yeah,
out, okay, I found out a place. It was just 15, actually like 18 minutes to be super accurate,
yeah,
out of my city, and it was considered the city. So the border police couldn't actually forbid me for entering this place. It was a mountain. You had to climb in car, then put a car over there, and then you had to actually climb with ropes. But then you got to this place that they had some kind of wood cabins. It's a mountain. You could see the ocean from the top, and they had these nice trees. They smell great. The breeze in your skin, it was cold. And I stayed there I planned to stay there just for 3 days to get to know this place. But man, I after getting to know this place, I spent the one whole month,
yeah.
and it was kind of like
It's good.
liberating to be here, like seeing other people who were managing this little village. And it was considered to be inside the city though, so I was allowed to be there. So this became kind of my
Yeah,
my escape during the pandemic, because it was very strict here. And yeah, man, yeah, to summarize it, yeah, you can travel, I don't know, 20
yeah,
minutes in your area, and you're still traveling. You
yes,
don't need to go, I don't know, buy tickets to go to, like Mont Blanc, the mountain, Switzerland, or France, or anything. You
yeah,
just you have the whole world right next to the back of your door.
yes.
And
That's
that's
right.
it. Yeah, I'm sorry for stealing your thunder, man. You guy gotta
No, it's,
gotta stop me talking.
uh,
Okay. We have one final question from here from the panel. It's again
yeah,
from Deepak Kumar. I'm gonna put it here. It says,
yeah.
where are you
Where are
from
you
in
from?
India?
Hey, Deepak, I'm from Vizag. It's in Andhra Pradesh. It's a coastal
Vishak.
city. Yeah. Please don't ruin the name, please.
You
It's
know
not
that
how.
Deepak, I think Deepak, we had him interview 2 episodes ago. Ravi, by the
Oh,
way, he's
oh,
he became the shining star by
oh,
winning hackathons and skill builder challenges right when he joined.
awesome.
And I don't remember. You see, I'm a lousy moderator. He said something about Visac too. I'm not sure if he's from
Oh,
there or that he studied there, but he has some a story
oh,
with your home place too. And I hope
that's
he's
great.
listening. He's watching us, so
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can actually write in the chat and confirm my speculations. I know he's there, and he can say something about it. But yeah, that's it, Isaac.
Yeah.
And we have a story with that. The way I pronounce it is not correct. But yeah, I can't. Sorry, I can't. I can't. I
Yeah.
try, but
Yeah. I know how you ruin names.
Hyderabad,
It's Himachal, not Hamachal. It's
Arunachal Pradesh,
it's
Manali,
Manali, not
not
Manila,
Manila.
right?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I try. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me check here. Well, I don't see any. We have any other questions here? So that's it. I feel a little bit of the goosebumps to say bye to to all of you guys, to Ravi, because every time I say bye to Ravi, there are some tears running out of my face. I love this dude so much. We have had so much great times together, built so many memories and a great relationship, all through Topcoder open experiences. And it's always a pleasure to have guests here. But yeah, for him, yeah, I must admit it, he occupies a special place in my heart for that. And thank you
Same
all
here.
for coming, for taking time out of your agendas to listen to these two folks talking about travel and remote work. It's been great having you all. Thank you. I really appreciate that you guys are here. And yeah, before closing up the doors, Ravi, the stage is all yours. If you want to say anything to say bye, it's all yours.
Oh, I'm really honored, to be here, especially being interviewed by you, dude. You know how much I love you and how much I admire you. The things that I learned from you is like so many during our travels. So yeah, it was fun, to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you all guys heard him, the man of the hours. Thank you for again for coming, and bye bye. I wish you have a great rest of your evening, of your nights, and hope to see you in another episode. Thank you again for coming. Bye bye.
Goodbye.